Alright, for the people to see. Zoom out, huh? I'll eventually do thumbnails and stuff, but get these thoughts out for the people to see. So, I remember watching before like Joe Rogan. I think he had Bright Insight on there. Jimmy Gorsetti, which, shout out to him. I like his channel a lot. But they were talking about, if I remember correctly, that these ancient structures get destroyed, and the architecture, and things in like the Middle East or whatever were destroyed. I know ISIS came in and ran amok and destroyed a lot of ancient architecture, structures, statues, and that's been going on throughout the ages because people come in and they destroy those idols of those gods that they don't worship. And I know the Lord commands us, as far as those who believe in Christ, to not follow idols, to, I believe, destroy idols. We just don't let them continue running amok or running afoul. So whether ISIS comes in and does it in the name of, I guess, Islam, right? Or some other people do it in the name of whatever, these idols are still getting destroyed. They're getting destroyed. Whoever's doing it, the Lord is allowing it to happen. And so, in one end, and I guess in a human architecture kind of look, where you're like, okay, this is great how they do it. They built this up. It's amazing how they get the creativity and all this stuff. And so we get excited about that. But on another sense, these are idols. And in the grand scheme of things, this architecture is not going to be beneficial if you're a follower of Yeshua, Jesus. Yahweh, God the Father. So these idols get destroyed, and it's a thing where you have to look at it. If you want to look at it from a human body's standpoint, kingdoms rise and fall. So the people who were there living at that time were creating these idols or these statues or these architectures, curating it, making sure it was good, making sure it was whole. But they eventually either die out, or they move on, or they get destroyed by other humans that come in and destroy, or at least take over, and maybe they don't take as good as care of it, or they build on top of it, or they move it, or whatever they do with it. They're not taking care of it as those who originally built it and those who are curating it, taking care of it. So kingdoms rise, kingdoms fall. Here in the U.S., it's going to be the same thing. Eventually, things rise and fall. To get upset about that, if you put in perspective, kingdom rise, kingdom fall, people who have control will do what they will with whatever they're controlling, whether it's an area, whether it's a nation, a block. You could have somebody who owns something but don't have control over it. You see the difference. Warlords will come in, take over an area, and if there is humanitarian aid coming through, they intercept the humanitarian aid, and they dictate where this humanitarian aid goes to. The rice, the beans, the water. They may keep it, and then they may sell it instead of giving it out like it's supposed to. So keep in mind, kingdoms rise, kingdoms fall. People who have control over something at a time period, it fades away and it's no longer there, and new people come in and don't take as good as care of it for the people to see.